is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Juan McCartney is brought to you in part by Burgundy, Bahamas Bus and Troop Company Limited, Insurance Commission of the Bahamas, Ministry of Finance, Ron's Electric Motors, Save the Bays, Commonwealth Bank, J.S. Johnson, Fidelity Bank, TF Express Delivery, Popeye's Chicken, and BTVI, the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the revolution here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney. So good to have you with. I thought I heard a promo playing. Oh, that was the sponsors. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. Sorry. I should have had my headphones on. It's all good. It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a special day. All right. Like I said, welcome. We got a lot to go over. Anyway, we got some things we got to discuss. So, sorry, gotta clear my throat. So over the past 18 hours or so, just over 18, 21 hours, if we're gonna be specific, we heard from the National Vaccination Consultative Committee, COVID-19 Vaccination Consultative Committee, and we heard from the Prime Minister. We're currently hearing from the Minister of Health in Parliament. So, a few things. Y'all can run Obi Winscombe again? Seriously? Like, why? Like, help me, why? Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about today. We heard from Dr. Mercelin Dalreigers. We heard from Dr. Nakia Forbes about where we are with COVID cases, what appears to be accounting for the uptick in COVID cases, what appears to be the definite emergence of more dangerous COVID-19 variants in the Bahamas, and the drive to vaccinate more Bahamians. So we know that over 21,000 people have so far been administered the vaccine, the vast majority of them, nearly 17,000 as of yesterday, on New Providence. We know, according to health officials, although this is extraordinarily broad, that international travel and relaxed adherence to protocols appear to be causing the COVID surge. We hear that contact tracing is to be ramped up as vaccination efforts expand. Now, I often feel as though certain people hear me say something and they want to dismiss it as coming from some negative place. I have been asking what has been going on with contact tracing for a matter of weeks now, because I find it extraordinarily strange that we were given incredibly specific data about contact tracing when we were getting 3, 4, 5 times more the number of cases per day than we've been getting in recent times, but yet we don't have contact tracing information made public. It turns out that's because they weren't doing the same level of contact tracing that they were doing during the second wave. Dr. Mercelin Dalregis said as cases fell, they didn't do the same diligent level of contact tracing that they would have been doing, which to me makes absolutely no sense. Because if you're able to contact trace with specificity when there's hundreds of cases a day, you should be able to contact trace that much more easier when there's 10, 15, 20 cases a day. This is concerning to me that the Ministry of Health, and I don't know what other way to put this, dropped the ball on this because you don't know specifically what's happening right now. We asked if there was community spread. Dr. Dalregis said no. It's happening in clusters. We asked where the clusters are. She could not say. So contact tracing now will be stepped up on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and all the Family Islands. I would submit to them that testing be ramped up now on all of the islands of the Bahamas. And I would ask, once again, that you make testing free. All right, for the purposes of a COVID-19 diagnosis. Yes, particularly if you are symptomatic. But I would also just start testing in broader populations. You know, it's unfortunate. Had Anton, held it together last Thursday, he could now call and crow that Brave Davis asking for robust contact tracing and ramped up testing all this time really proves him right, and you could really clout chase for him today. But unfortunately, you didn't keep it together, and so you're not going to be able to do that. Some people would say that is fortunate, but it's unfortunate for him. All right? Now, we also heard that there is growing evidence. I'm sorry, not growing evidence. There's no doubt that we now have variant COVID strains present. Health officials just are unsure exactly which one. Now, I'll say this, and before I get into this, let me explain something to everyone out there listening. There are those of you who believe that other people's personal choices about their body that don't affect you are somehow your business, and you are strangely vested in the personal choices other people make about their bodies and their personal health choices. So let me, again, undergird the discussion with a healthy dose of this. What you want to do with your body is your business. I'm not going to judge you. What I want to do with my body is my business. So however you frame it, perhaps because you have a general character flaw or you weren't particularly taught that other people's choices aren't your business, however you want to frame it, you're disappointed, you thought better of XYZ, it's none of your business. You certainly are able to advise. You certainly are able to say, well, I would not make that choice. But if someone wants to make a choice, that is on them. All right? None of your business. None of your business about my personal choices. Your personal choices are not my business. You want to believe what you believe? Fine. Right? I personally don't believe in Christian fundamentalism. People call here, oh, I'm disappointed. Don't be disappointed in me. Right? The God that you and I believe in gave me free will to believe as I believe, to choose as I will. All right? So I'm going to frame this discussion undergirding that. And let me say this. I am orders of magnitude more concerned on a personal level and a community level, by the way, about the possible presence of more dangerous COVID variants in the Bahamas than I was about the more benign, population-wise, COVID-19 strains. You don't have to be concerned as I'm concerned. That's your choice. I am concerned. I have a deep level of concern on a personal level. This strain is more contagious. It results in more hospitalizations. We've seen it in the UK. We've seen it in Jamaica. We've seen it in the US. More deaths. It impacts people in younger age groups, such as my age group. And it has deeply adverse effects. There are three main, more dangerous COVID-19 variants as it stands. There's the UK variant, there's the South African variant, there's the Brazilian variant, and there's a variant that's more dangerous emerging out of India, but that one hasn't reached everywhere yet, or most places yet. The government is offering for free the AstraZeneca vaccine. In normal circumstances, I assess on a personal level my level of risk, my level of susceptibility, my own behavior in terms of the likelihood of contracting COVID-19 and having adverse effects from COVID-19. And my assessment was, on a personal level, that I will choose not to be vaccinated at this time. I do not choose to join your experiment at this time. The experiment is rapidly growing. Over 30 million people currently taking part. But I opt not to join your experiment under the previous circumstances I had considered. That a UK variant might be here, and depending on the growth of it, I have to reconsider that position because of my own personal susceptibility to a more dangerous variant of COVID-19. That a South African variant might be here, then AstraZeneca perhaps does not make that much more sense because they've shown that it's not as helpful as the other vaccines, which we can talk about in a moment. We don't appear that we're going to be getting any of them. If the Brazilian variant is here, I don't know that taking the AstraZeneca vaccine makes a whole lot of sense because it's not as effective against the other vaccines. Mind you, some studies have shown that they are up to 60% effective against these strains, and therefore it will be more effective than most annual flu vaccines, and you probably should take it anyway. If the UK variant is here, there's a strong case to be made to me to take the AstraZeneca vaccine, to join the experiment, as it were. I've got no illusions about what's happening. It's a vaccine approved for emergency use. The clinical trials are still undergoing. I'm quite aware and quite informed about it. But to me, there's a better argument to be made on a personal and public health level for taking the AstraZeneca vaccine if the UK variant is here and present. All right? So I am considering it. Once again, I'm reassessing this issue, and hopefully we'll know shortly which strains are here and which are dominant and how prevalent they are, and then I can make an informed choice about what I would like to do with my body. All right? Now, I'll take calls, unless y'all just calling to shoot the breeze, then don't worry about it, right? But if you have input on the vaccination effort or what happened in the press conference yesterday, what happened today, then that's fine. I'm not an idiot. Yes, I understand, apparently unlike the Prime Minister or the Minister of Health, that the vaccines aren't a cure, right? They're just going to help the health system not collapse. And we're going to talk about the Prime Minister because I'm left confused by what transpired in the House of Assembly today. I'm thoroughly confused by what went down, and we're going to talk about that. But to me, from a vaccination standpoint, there's a case to be made to take the AstraZeneca vaccine for me if there is a strong presence of the UK variant here. All right? That's how I feel about it. And if I were you, I guess as an advisement, you do whatever you want. You have baby, don't have baby, right? Get your tramp stamp, don't get your tramp stamp. Do whatever you want. All right? But I'm going to consider it, and I advise you to look at your personal circumstances and reconsider if indeed the UK variant is growing here. Because you have to, if you're an adult, reassess a situation when the circumstances change. All right? That's me. Again. All right? Now, we're going to talk about the Prime Minister, because and he's scaring me now. You're scaring me now with what you're saying in the House of Assembly today, but I wanted to get through the things with the vaccination, the contact tracing, which is not happening like it should have been. All right? And the testing, which should be free. The test should be free. The vaccine should be free. If you're saying that it's a public health thing and it's going to rescue our economy and all this, then the government who holds all the emergency protocols, should be providing the testing, just as you're providing the vaccine. We'll take some phone calls. Sure. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Good afternoon.
How's it going?
Everything good.
Right.
Is it fair for them to keep calling this thing a vaccine?
I mean, you can call it whatever you'd like.
Yeah, but don't call it what it is. But don't call it a vaccine if it's not a vaccine. It's mRNA, isn't it? Right?
You could call it gene therapy if you'd like, if that makes you feel more comfortable.
You see, now you hit it on the nail on the head. Call it gene therapy. Call it what it is, because it's not a vaccine. So stop. When you say vaccine, a lot of people know what a vaccine is. But when you say the mRNA, then that's confusing people. So they say, okay, we can string them. Let's call it vaccine. But it's really not a vaccine, because this thing goes down to your genetics now, eh?
I mean, it's not going to alter your genetic makeup. I had a conversation actually with a doctor who's a lot smarter than me yesterday, once again, and even though I've done my research on it, about the possibility, because like I said, I'm concerned. So I called him up. And he's explained to me, once again, that the vaccine, I know what else to call it, the vaccine is going to send messenger RNA to your DNA and to help it to understand how to provoke an immune response, and then it's going to metabolize out of your body. And this is from a doctor who took it. And I spoke to two doctors. One of them's probably the smartest guy I know in a family where everyone's incredibly smart. And he was one of the doctors I spoke to who said that we're overblowing our response to COVID-19. And he explained better ways to approach this than the lockdowns and all this other stuff. So you can call it whatever you like. We're using the term vaccine for broader purposes, but it's not going to alter your chromosomal makeup or your genetic makeup. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Hi, Juan. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay. You said me something. You only talking about the vaccination.
No,
You
no,
want to
no.
talk about?
You could talk about something if it's
Okay, I have something.
has
Listen,
if it's about sense.
okay.
Yeah.
I, in my community, you know I'm a community builder maker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I come in across the sports center there by some high school up in the vicinity where they do this stipend, right? This guy, they have a whole thing set up there where you know where they do coconut, right?
Uh-huh.
I mean, right there, done these coconut all over the place, man, in pictures. And you stop him and ask him what's going on. He can say he have permit from roads and parks to be there. The same way they treat Howard Road, that's telling me now he's bringing that up in my community to do the same. You could give somebody a permit. No mask, no gloves, no nothing. Just set up right there. No, okay, I am so mad right now. No, nothing, man. Just set up right there. You know, place coconut bark all over the place.
Well,
You
he
know?
should. Yeah, you should definitely ask him to clean that up.
Listen here.
And if he won't do it, talk to environmental
On a
health.
serious note, right? These politicians need to stop it, you know. Long as they don't live in the ghetto, they'll send these people just to get them out of their concession or whoever they is in any area just to do stupid. Sure, these persons need to work. But you have to put a place where they could be all together in a nice, you know, in an area, not in the community like that where people are building and trying to keep the place nice and clean, man. And look at where he is, right there by the gym and up in that area. Look horrible, man. How in the world you could send somebody, send him in my area where you live. Why they do that, though?
I couldn't tell you. I'm
That
not
is
sorry
wrong,
that's
man.
happening.
It looks horrible if you pass that area. And they said this man done there now for a week. That's the first time I seen him. What's today?
You gotta let. You should let your MP know then if you think your MP had something to do with it.
That's highly bothering me because I know the mess they make on Howard Road there. And I mean, he's telling me the same thing he's going to do out there because, you know.
I gotcha. Sorry
Okay,
that's
thank
happening.
you.
Okay. All right, and we do have to discuss what the Prime Minister said because I don't. The message I got from the Prime Minister is, yeah, we're in a surge, but we're going to go ahead and open up some more. That's the message I got. It says the vaccine's free, but COVID-19 test costing you. Yeah, again, that doesn't make any sense to me. It says, so Juan, not enough vaccine for 1/7 of the population, yet they're going to let people in without testing them. You can still get COVID and pass it on, even if vaccinated. This during a third wave, is this wise? No, it's not wise. It may be wise in terms of it'll help your tourism product, but in terms of if they're still going to be bringing in the variants, because the UK variant is the dominant variant in the United States, then I question the wisdom of that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Juan, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Juan, you are so right. And the doctor should have never come out and say that they were not doing contact tracing. I have a friend of mine just found out that he had COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
They sent him home. He is home waiting for the doctor. They said they can bring him the medication. He's still home waiting for them to bring the medication.
Right.
They really send nobody to find out where he's been to get that and where all he's been and who ordered him to have it. I don't understand this.
It doesn't make any sense. And on top of that, we kept hearing this messaging about, well, don't let your guard down and be vigilant. And I know you're tired, but don't give up. But yet you didn't keep doing the thing you were supposed to be doing
Okay.
on a public health level. But we are expected to continue adhering to all the protocols while you ramp down contact tracing, which you've told us is one of the key ways to combat the pandemic. It doesn't make any sense.
Another thing, too, why do we have these COVID police? I mean, we're just giving them a job. I'm not saying that they are not doing their job because you have to call them and say, guess what? So-and-so just reported to have COVID-19. Here is his phone number. Here is his name. Here's his address. You need to go there. And then if they don't do their job, then I can see us saying, you know something, the COVID police is not doing their job. But if you send that information out to the COVID police and they are not doing their job, we got a problem.
But man, I thought they ride around and try to enforce it in a kind of methodical, routine patrolling type manner. You got to call them. They had an office somewhere, or they had a station. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Like,
but let's say I'm
If-
at the South Beach Clinic,
mhm.
and I call, let's say you are a COVID police officer, and I call you because I sent out your phone number. You should be in the northeast area, southeast area, southwest, whatever area you in. I'm calling that area because you should be out of your district. So I'm calling you in this district. Let's take a Michael Road. I'm calling you to Michael Road. You need to go see Mr. So and so. This is his address. This is his phone number. You can call him and blah blah blah. So if you're not doing your job, then what?
Okay, I got you. I got to move on here. It says, but Juan, if you don't want the vaccine and still want to live free like COVID isn't real, should we, the taxpayers, keep paying for this? I think not. Well, no, I mean, listen. If you don't want the vaccine, that's fine. All right? I don't want it. I'm going to reassess it. All right? I have a choice. I choose it this time. No. I'm going to reassess it, give them more information. All right? I see people, and, people I respect. Oh, if you're too stupid to get vaccinated, really? Am I stupid? I have a university education, right? As do you. Right? I'm not stupid because I've chosen not to be vaccinated at this time. It's my choice, all right? And it's an informed choice. So there doesn't need to be any shame involved. You should respect other people's decisions. Now, if you want to act like the COVID ain't out there and just do whatever and not have any sort of regard, then, you take your chances with that. Good afternoon. Welcome to the revolution. Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right. We want to talk about the empty speech the Prime Minister just made.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that, but go ahead. You can start if you if you want.
The medical professionals have already said accident and emergency in the COVID ward is to the state it was when Dwayne Sands was Minister of Health and we were going through the second wave.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing in this speech has addressed how are we going to combat these increasing numbers on Grand Bahama and New Providence. Vaccinations to get the second shot is 8 to 12 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Do we really, or can we sacrifice 8 to 12 weeks for persons to become fully vaccinated? I mean, he does not want to change curfew in New Providence and Grand Bahama, obviously, but something has to be done, or else the numbers will just keep increasing.
I'm going to help you, right? They don't know what to do because they don't know what to target because they haven't been contact tracing as they should.
Correct, and he's wasted our time this morning listening to him with the nonsense that he do because he, from the second batch of the vaccine came, he's been selling this puffy dream about independence in Junkanoo. Is he serious? And people are dying and numbers are increasing and you really can't figure out why? People have to have a negative test to come into the country. So if you're coming in negative, where is the infection coming from? Why are the numbers growing?
And he's saying...
cause a serious alarm, and this man is clowning.
He's saying that May 1st, if you're fully vaccinated and 2 weeks have passed, you could come into the country without a test when all of us know, and there's some evidence that there's less transmission when you're fully vaccinated, but all of us know that you can still catch COVID and transmit it.
Correct.
Even if you've been fully vaccinated.
Correct.
So I think that's a strange tactic to me that hasn't been really explained.
Voluntarily implying to businesses to allow workers to work at home. It's just a voluntary suggestion.
And then he says,
come on, step up to the plate and make some firm decisions.
He said, we've made progress, but the worst isn't behind us. And then he also said that, remember in January when we went down from a level 4 to level 3 and he congratulated himself and everybody congratulated the cabinet, right? And it was through their strict effort and their hard work and their rules that we went from a level 4 to level 3. Now today he says we were put back on a level 4, but that's 80% of the world's been on level 4. Like, it's everybody's there, so it's no big deal. I found it strange. I found it very strange today.
It really is. The speech made no sense today at all.
Well, thank you much. We're going to take a break, Kermie, and we're going to come back. Did
you know that $5 can get you delicious combos fit for a king? Well, it can, but only at Burger King Nassau. Not only is the big in-flavor flame-grilled Whopper Jr. combo you love available for just $5, but now you can enjoy a crispy chicken Jr. sandwich topped with bacon plus fries and a drink for only $5 as well. At Burger King Nassau, you get to choose between a chicken BLT or flame-grilled beef in 2 great combos that include fries and a drink for only $5, including that. Value has a new home at Burger King Nassau, where taste is king.
Everyone should experience a brand new car, but not everyone can afford one. Until now, Bahamas Bus and Truck has the answer. The stylish, spacious, feature-rich, yet affordable Mitsubishi Atrage. Priced at $21,900, including a 3-year warranty, why not come and experience the value that Mitsubishi has built into the Atrage today? Bahamas Bus and Truck, the country's only authorized Mitsubishi dealer. Telephone 322-1722.
Why do foreigners continue to benefit from our natural resources, but Bahamians are constantly held back? When is the government going to come clean about the Sovereign Wealth Fund, which politicians have said will raise money for Bahamians from natural resources? Never, because there will never be 1 penny paid to any Bahamian. If oil is found by BPC, our gas prices will not go down. Our electricity bills will not go down. Which politicians are benefiting from BPC's oil deal? Sign the petition at StopBahamasOilDrilling.com. Hashtag no drill, no spill.
At Ron's Electric Motors, they repair and rewind all major brands of electric motors, including water pumps, generators and the generator's back end, welding machines, electric lifts, air compressors, battery chargers, and more. They're equipped to handle up to 850 kilowatts and rewind up to 450 horsepower motors. They're conveniently located on the corner of Wolf and Clarence Roads and are open weekdays 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., Saturdays till noon. They offer 24 hours emergency assistance. You can reach them at 242-356-0249.
TF Express Delivery, the Uber for items, packages, and documents. It's the Bahamas' most efficient domestic delivery service. We pick up and deliver for businesses and individuals, and we're open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. for deliveries anywhere in Nassau. TF Express Delivery, the Uber for items, packages, and documents. Call us today at 815-4628 or visit our website, tfxdelivery.com.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Revolution here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Juan McCartney, thanks so much for joining us. I'm going to fully ventilate what the Prime Minister said. I have a speech here with me in the second hour, but you can feel free to call in or text about what we've already discussed or about what the Prime Minister said. Up to you. It says, good afternoon. Why are fully vaccinated people able to travel without a negative PCR test when they can still catch and transmit COVID? Your guess is as good as mine. I don't, yeah, we're going to get into that. It says, Juan, are you surprised the Ministry of Health dropped the ball when it came to contact tracing? I got to tell you, I am. Yes, I am. I am. I'm that one. I thought there was something weird happening, but I did not expect that. That they just went, it's low, don't worry too much about it. In essence. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Hey, Juan. Good afternoon. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. I just want to give a plug. You remember me calling your show when Dr. Pinto was on, and I promised you I would give him a visit because I was on the Shepherd Needle. Remember that?
I got you.
Well, I went, and I'm very much impressed. I think you need to have him on more often, Juan.
Yeah, he's going to be back on soon, he said. So
great job. Second thing, and I have 3 items here. Are we looking for persons who are coming from, say, Europe or other places who have a negative test result, but that negative test result is false? Is anybody looking for someone who may have something in their system, and when you test them a few times, then it wears off, and then the positiveness shows? Are you familiar with that, Agent?
Well, I know that they were supposed to have the 5-day rapid antigen testing. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if they've been lax on that. I'm concerned at this point that the people who were saying don't drop your guard were somehow dropped their guard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, Juan, I heard you talking about this vaccine being able to alter one's DNA.
It's not able to.
It's not a bad idea because if we could do it for a positive way, maybe we could really affect a global change. And just to suggest the first set of persons to take it, which should be the whole cabinet, prime minister first, and then we could really have some good altering. What do you think, Juan?
Yeah, that's cute. But the prime minister's already taken it. All right, so let's talk. Free Anton, Black Lives Matter. All right, he's free now, as far as I'm aware. Not to call here this week, but in terms of his personal freedom, he has all of them. Juan, I agree the testing needs to be ramped up, but I suspect the government does not have the capacity to do so. They seem to have made a decision to place priority on vaccination more so than testing, plus they don't want to be in a position to have to cover the cost of free testing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I think testing should be free. It's expensive, but it is what it is. It's needed. It says, "Hi, Juan, how are you? Thank God for life." Yes, thank God for life. The Minister of Health said on Monday that vigorous contact tracing is being done. Dr. Dalrigis says on Tuesday that contact tracing is not being robustly done. Why does it seem like the minister always says things that turn out to be untrue? Well, I'm going to put it to you like this. If I'm going to have to pick who I have to believe based on qualifications and experience, I'm going to go believe Dr. Dalrigis, okay? It says, "Amen, Juan, trying to dictate how other people are living ain't none of their business. Say it louder." It says, "This COVID got people thinking they can judge and dictate other people's actions. You can only do what you can for you and yours. You can't change how people drive, how they raise their children, how they mask up, etc. So stop judging people and just make sure you adhere to the rules. That's all any one person can do." I want to take y'all driver's license away, I can tell you that, though. It says, "Juan, the jab is creating many health carriers who are letting their guards down. We need to stick to the basics, eat well, sanitize, wear a mask, and be responsible." Yes, exercise, make sure you have a healthy immune system. It says, "For one of the most obese countries in the world, everyone seems to know everything about healthy living." LOL. It says, "Juan, I wish all these anti-vaccine Bahamians good luck because many of them with comorbidities will be dying when these COVID variants hit them." Listen, I have a deep concern about the variants, and I can't sit here and fake it like I don't. I do. And I would share with you my level of concern. You do what you need to do. I'm going to do what I need to do to the extent that I get vaccinated. We'll see what happens. All right? And I'm only sharing that with you because we've been talking about this for over a year now. And my position is about to be reassessed. And we'll see where the reassessment is, right? Where that turns out. It says, "I never had a problem with the vaccine. The PM made my day by removing the stupid RT-PCR test to the Family Islands." Juan, listen, basically, most have given up and view this virus like HIV and all viruses. They'll just be with us until we die. Yeah, I mean, I think COVID-19 will probably be with us for a while. It says, "The caller with the coconut issue has a point. I often say how people can drink the unsanitized water." I got a point. I got a concern about that, too. I won't lie. He says, "I would really love to hear Anton on the latest press conference." Well, maybe he'll save his notes on that. I'm sure he's calling other shows. "How anytime there's confusion, the hand of Satan is behind it." All right. Says, "The COVID police are always driving around. At night, they go around making sure restaurants close at 9. Okay. Okay. I drive around, too. I don't see them like that, like I used to anyway. But, okay, if you say so. Juan, you know why COVID variants are now in the Bahamas? Because the CDC called the Ministry of Health out. That's it. If the CDC hadn't released their statement, Renwood Wells would be saying he has no evidence of COVID variants. I bet you a tropical conch salad on that. From last month, I told you I believe Cabinet had to have evidence of variants on their desks. I don't like tropical conch salad. I don't know why it's a thing. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution.
Hey, good day. How you doing, Mark?
I'm great. How's it going?
Okay. Very quickly, I know you're about to go to the break.
Yes.
You know, like the caller, one of your callers just, I think it was the last one, who called and said that, because I traveled last week, and you had to take a test leaving, and with, the antigen test, and when you're coming back.
Right.
So I don't know how they were saying that just the influx is from international travel, because even if somebody come in the country and they develop it, when they leave, and then it should still show. So even if you have a false, I mean, like a, what you call it, like a, like a fake test.
Mm-hmm.
When you leave and it's 24 hours, so they would be able to say, okay, no, this. You understand what I'm trying to get at?
I got you. I know.
Yeah. So that anyway, you should be able to track that if it was. You understand? So I don't really think that. I mean, you got to go with what they're saying, but I don't think that's the real cause. I think it is. We just need social distancing and wearing your mask and cleaning your hands. We dropped the ball on that now. All of a sudden, we look like that don't matter.
I don't know. I mean, we don't have data to support that. Here's what I think. I think they don't know. And I think what they can pinpoint to is a very limited number, and I haven't run the numbers, but it ain't in the hundreds, I can tell you that, because I monitor it daily. I think they don't know, and that they can certainly point to people who had a history of travel who probably caught it in the States and came here and showed symptoms and then tested positive, and that they can track. If you're not properly contact tracing, how could you track anything else? So you're saying relaxed adherence causing COVID-19 surge. And that means relaxed adherence where? Everywhere? Is it at church then? So then let's close the churches. If it's everywhere, right? So it's at schools, all the schools? Is it there? Is it all the restaurants? Is it indoor? You have no idea, do you? You don't know. You're just saying that because that's likely what has happened in some places, but you can't pinpoint where because you haven't been tracking it. But you can track that international travel number. And I look at it, and unless you could show me where the international travel numbers have caused exponential spread among their contacts, then I'm going to say that you just don't know where all the rest of it is coming from. All right? A couple more text messages, and then we go to... This says, Juan, I think you need to think that through a little more thoroughly. If what someone chooses to do with their body can affect my body and my family's body, my livelihood, then we need to ponder that scenario. What I do with my body doesn't affect you and your body at all. In vaccination or not. All right? Now, if you want to say that you choose to not have people who make a choice not to get vaccinated participate in community events where they can spread to other people, such as a school or whatever like that, then that's fine. But as an adult, your choice to put a vaccine in your body is your choice. It's got not a Christ thing to do with you. You want it to because you want to be up in people's business, but it don't have nothing to do with you. We'll go to a break and we'll be back on the other side.
Boy, you know what going down tomorrow?
No, boy, what happening?
Joe bringing these knives to school. He could do Junior in.
For what?
Boy, he fooled with Joe girl.
Mother sick. And you know, Junior don't back down for nothing. So that means you got a big fight tomorrow.
So whose side you on?
Side? I trying to stay in school, not Simpson Pen. We gotta tell somebody about this fight.
Tell somebody? I ain't no snitch. I mean cool, you know.
Boy, if you so cool, then you need to stay in school and stay out of the fight.
Yeah, but if I don't hang on Joe's side, him and he boys coming for me next.
All right, so we definitely gotta tell somebody. We gotta prevent the fight.
What I say, I don't want nobody call me snitch.
We could just call Crime Stoppers. You could report what you know, and nobody gotta know it's you.
So how did boy?
All you gotta do is call them, or you text them through the Crack Crime Bahamas app, and nobody can know it's you.
Then the police come looking for me for more info, and when they finish with them, Joe them coming looking for me?
When you call Crime Stoppers, the calls go directly to Miami, and they don't ask nothing about you. Then if you get the pen from them, and they can claim a reward later using that same pen.
Plus, everything's scrambled, so nobody can read what you said.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
In life, there are always challenges. Today, we find ourselves having to be more self-sufficient, socially aware, and technically savvy. At J.S. Johnson, we are committed to our customers by providing cost-effective insurance solutions. No matter what your insurance needs, we will always be here for you. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com. J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
At Bahamas Bus and Truck Company Limited, we provide vehicles known for quality and durability. From the iconic Jeep Wrangler to the award-winning Grand Cherokee, we've got your everyday driver covered. For For larger tasks, our Ram 1500, Mitsubishi Fuso Canter trucks, CMC Verica vans, and Fuso Rosa jitneys do way more than just deliver. We even carry a wide variety of pre-owned vehicles. To keep you going, our parts, service department, and body shop can accommodate our brands and others. Call us today at 322-1722 or email info@bahamasbus.com.
Hello, sir. Your credit card bill is due. Hello, sir. It's time for your monthly loan payment. Tired of creditors pounding at your door? Sign up for a debt consolidation loan from Fidelity Bank and consolidate your debt into one low monthly payment. What's more, you will also earn interest on a built-in savings account. The pandemic has curbed many freedoms, but at Fidelity, our focus is to help regain your financial freedom. Visit a branch or speak to Fidelity Bank at 356-7764. COVID safety measures in place at all branches. Fidelity, we're good for you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to The Revolution here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney. We're talking about the press conference yesterday, and we're talking about the Prime Minister's remarks today, which I will go through, that which was new at all. But I do want to say this. I want to say this. If you're listening to me and you're hearing me and you think I'm saying that under no circumstance is it the business of the wider community because certain personal choices you've made have led to a position that could affect the entire community, that's not what I'm saying. I'm more specifically talking about the level of judgment and people's attitudes in how they look at you and shape you based on a personal choice you are making about what you want to do with your body. All right? So this relegation of people into either sheep, if they want to be vaccinated, who are uninformed and don't really do the knowledge, or this relegation of people into the category of being stupid because they have concerns or reticence about taking a vaccine, that to me is unhelpful and unnecessary and offensive. All right. Now, the Prime Minister made a case today for people to get vaccinated more so than he made a case for anything being addressed about what is currently going on. In fact, certain things are getting they're going to be less restricted, which some of it I don't have a problem with. You notice he closed off with Junkanoo, right? Dalry just closed out with Junkanoo. She had Junkanoo. We can go to Junkanoo. Like, dangling it in Freddie. The vaccine, Junkanoo. I'm not imputing any particular motive or intention to anyone who's speaking about Junkanoo and vaccines, but I think Junkanoo is a good enticement for people to get the vaccine. Minutes know y'all, right? Junkanoo is sweethearting season, right? So, I'm not saying nothing nobody don't already know. All right? I got everybody shocked. Where you at? Everybody shocked. Everybody shocked. Junkanoo, where you at? Everybody Junkanoo practice. I don't hear no music. I don't hear, they heating up the drum out here. She called him out. Yeah, come over. Come over. He pretty Junkanoo. I didn't even see him this time of year. You coming? He ain't gonna be home till 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, so you sell Junkanoo to everybody, and they go take the vaccine. Let's talk about what the Prime Minister said. He spent a lot of time repeating what Dr. Dalry just said. Here's something else he said. He said, it is most unfortunate that some individuals seem not to understand or appreciate the medical science and data. It's quite possible that after yesterday's press conference that some may once again ask publicly for the very science and data that the medical officials just put out in detail, including through various slides and graphs. Some individuals have the odd habit of asking, where's the science, right after the medical experts present the science to the whole country. Okay, well, count me among those people who have the odd habit of asking, where's the science? Because the science I saw you present was not specific enough. Because if I remember correctly, during the height of the second wave, you were able to trace travel from different islands insofar as the path that COVID-19 took in being spread throughout the Bahamas. That was not presented yesterday. You were able to trace, last I checked, the transmission among clusters and impacted people in the uniformed services, in government agencies, in different communities, and that was not presented yesterday. So I'm going to be one of those people who's asking for the data. That's me. All right. Is it quite possible after yesterday's press conference, some may once again publicly ask for the very science and data? No. That's possible. But I'm not going to ask for that science and data that you presented. I want more data. So, Juan, that's what y'all be doing when the wife think y'all in the shack? Wow. I just put out some big secret. Well, it's joking to see. I got to go now, eh? Yeah. This says, Juan, why you outing them fellas like that, man? John Canoers work late. Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know. Juan, you're killing me. Stop. You leave us junkaners alone. Let us sweetheart in peace. No, do you think? You had a rough year. I know. It was rough last year. The drinking rate gone up, I can tell you that. All right. It says, let's look at some of this. So the Prime Minister, to me, didn't really address what we're doing, what we're staring in the face right now. He just says we're going to get through it. We did it before. We'll do it again, and this is not even close to where we were before, and I agree. All right, the Prime Minister says, I met with representatives of testing laboratories yesterday morning. I reminded them of the requirement to submit COVID-19 test results to the Ministry of Health's surveillance team. I also reminded them of the fine for not submitting the test results as required. The fine is $20,000. The requirement to submit data will be tightened for the RT-PCR test results being submitted within 24 hours. Right now it's 24 to 48 hours. It says there will be stiffer penalties for failure to abide by this requirement. This is a part of our heightened surveillance strategy to combat the increase in cases. All right, so this here, right? This to me indicates that there was a level of relaxation among officials who were supposed to be on top of this. And I'm not trying to throw health officials under the bus. I'm just saying everyone's got to be accountable. The public, to the extent that the public didn't adhere to the guidelines, yes, but also to those who are charged with specific responsibilities in addressing the pandemic, which right now should be the main focus of the Ministry of Health. It seems to me that things have become lax. So you reminded the testing laboratories of the requirement to submit COVID-19 tests to the Ministry of Health. So that suggests to me they haven't been doing it. Not as stringently as they should. So why? Why was that allowed to slacken? You reminded them of the fine for not submitting the test results as required. Right? You're reminding them there's a $20,000 fine. So you should have been fining them $20,000. They've certainly been making enough money off RT-PCR tests. The requirement to submit data will be tightened to 24 hours. So now it was 24 to 48 hours. I don't know when the requirement's going to be tightened, but now it's 24 hours. So you haven't been getting test results in as timely a fashion as you wanted to. And there will be stiffer penalties for failure to abide by this requirement. All right. heightened surveillance strategy to combat the increase in cases. Now, to me, your surveillance strategy should never have been unheightened or lowered. All right? It should have stayed at the same level of alert, certainly within the Ministry of Health, this entire time. And I'd be interested as to why, what led to that unheightening, that lack of diligence. The Prime Minister said, I also note that the enforcement of emergency orders will also be increased and enhanced. Members of the public are asked to please comply. Okay, so the enforcement of emergency orders will be increased and enhanced. So I'm not dreaming, right? An increased and enhanced enforcement of the emergency orders is going to help us combat the increase in cases. Now, I've been saying that for a while. So the enforcement of the emergency orders, therefore, was not where it should have been. All right? So to me, it seems like as we opened up as a society, and government's part of society as well. All right? As we opened up, we all let our guard down. All right? Government agencies included. He says, I'm asking business should be business. I'm asking businesses that are able to do so to have their employees work from home where possible to decrease the spread of COVID-19. I note that this is a voluntary request. Okay. You want businesses who are able to do so to have their employees work from home where possible to decrease the spread. So are you saying, I got to examine your words, are you saying that businesses have contributed to the increasing spread? Or are you saying that just out of an abundance of caution, you want them to do that? Now, you say that, but at the same time, you follow that by saying, I wish to note a number of additional measures we're taking, and your measures are less restrictive. I'm not saying I want more restrictions across the board. What I'm saying is something must be done in order to combat the increase in cases. And you're saying that these are some things you're going to do so far. However, you say, here's a number of additional measures. Effective immediately. The daily curfew for mainland Abaco will be moved from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. I don't have a problem with that. I don't know how that's an additional measure to combat the increase. He says travelers within the Bahamas who've been fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus will be exempted from COVID-19 test requirements that are currently in place when traveling from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, and Eleuthera. Okay? Okay. Travelers within the Bahamas who've been fully vaccinated against the COVID-19 virus will be exempted from COVID-19 test requirements that are currently in place when traveling from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, and Eleuthera. Okay. It says these travelers will be exempted immediately after full vaccination. Proof of full vaccination will be required. Dr. Mercelin Dalridgers yesterday explained that when you receive both vaccinations, after you receive both vaccinations of the AstraZeneca vaccine, you will be given a QR code as proof of vaccination, which is essentially on the road along to a vaccination passport, which, like it or don't like it, will probably be our reality in the very near future, globally. Travelers within the Bahamas who've been fully vaccinated are exempt from COVID-19 test requirements currently in place when traveling from New Providence, Grand Bahama, Abaco, Exuma, and Eleuthera. I have no issue with that. That's great. I don't know that that's an additional measure to combat the increase, but you could look at that as saying you're incentivizing people to get vaccinated, even though they can still transmit it. And you believe that you can get enough vaccination from people on those islands who wish to travel back and forth, because there is a lot of back and forth, particularly to New Providence and Grand Bahama. I don't have a problem with that. Effective May 1st, those traveling to the Bahamas from outside of the country will be exempted from a COVID-19 test if they're fully vaccinated and have passed the 2-week immunity period. Proof of full vaccination will be required. To be clear, if an individual is not fully vaccinated, that individual will still be required to provide a negative COVID-19 test where testing requirements are in place. Mm-hmm. Now, okay, let's think through this. He's not saying that those who are fully vaccinated and have passed the 2-week immunity period will not be subject to the safety protocols currently in place. So is there a level of risk in that these people do not adhere to the safety protocols in place and can still transmit COVID-19? Yes. But if your protocols in place are effective and stringently enforced, this can work. It poses a risk, but there's risk involved with many, many, many things we do in life on a day-to-day basis. But this can work, and this will help tourism. Tourism is going to have to be extremely diligent in order to mitigate fraud. Hotels, businesses where these people are traveling will have to be very diligent, as will enforcement by authorities. There is risk involved, but it can work, and it could boost the economy. I look at places that have had tourists for many months now, a somewhat robust business, Exuma, Eleuthera, and aside from some instances in North Eleuthera, it hasn't been detrimental in terms of a boom in cases. So if these people are fully vaccinated, we could mull through this one. I'm on the fence about this one. This one could work. The intra-Bahamas travel, I don't have an issue with that. I don't know that that's a measure, but in terms of a measure being something you consider will increase the level of vaccination and vaccinated people coming into the country, I suppose that would be so. You can call me, 323-6232. I just want to get through that. 325-4316, 325-4259. I didn't get a sense of urgency from the Prime Minister today. I got a sense of it's all under control. I didn't get the sense of urgency that he has displayed before when these things have happened. Cases started to climb. I think that they're still trying to ride the narrative that we've been successful in this. The government has led a successful effort and that there's nothing really untoward happening. I think that that's somewhat disconnected from the reality of what we're looking at, but that seems to be the narrative you're putting through. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Revolution. Hello, good afternoon.
Hey, Mom, what's up, bro?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
All is well. Hey, let me draw a scenario to you. A scenario. All right. You remember last year when this COVID situation really started to get out of control? In particular, I'm going to use the United States for an example. You remember Donald Trump took the COVID situation as basically, as we can see, as a joke, right? And Donald Trump realized that which was it, September 3rd was the election, and he realized that I have been doing my research and asking questions to people I feel have knowledge, that you could only postpone an election. I'm not talking about election unless it's a war. So Donald Trump realized that no matter how much COVID cases it happens or people die from it, and we shouldn't say it like that, but he realized that he had to call an election, and you saw the ending results. And I think that's in some sense with our prime minister, because he realized that if he shut down anything anymore, his popularity, which is not popular as I speak, it even worsened. So I guess he said to himself, I guess, hey, you know what? He said before he preferred to lose a country. He preferred to lose an election than a country, but newsflash, Mr. Minister, I think you lose both already. But,
yeah, I would if look, man, if election concerns are guiding the government's response, then we're all it's already all over.
Right, because Vaughn, the point about it is that the opposition leader and Mr. Mitchell, they sent out a statement, to cut down on numbers of campaigning, and yesterday went out, and that's what we did. I'm trying to figure out, the government hasn't give a press release or how they're going to go about it, because if everyone is, and I think someone from the DNA, one of my good friends, told me that they even cut down on the amount of people going around people's places. So, it's like, you're putting, to me personally, this is only my personal opinion, you're putting country over people's lives. And people might get mad with me, get upset with me for saying it like that. But it's the truth. If in reality of it, we have to get some sort of grip on this. All right? And this government has found themselves in a spider web that they can't get out. Every time they try to get out, it's like the spider creates another web around them. So people, all they can do is say, like you said, Vaughn, continue to be safe, continue to keep your family safe, and practice your social distance and get your Centrum and whatever, because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna never, ever, in this year, have enough vaccines to vaccinate everyone in this country. Have a good day, my brother.
All right. We're not so about that. Dr. Dalry just said that we need the ultra-cold storage for Pfizer. Now, Renwood Wells said that ultra-cold storage should have been here a number of weeks ago. I'd like to understand what's going on with that. She said Moderna said we could check you in 2022, right? Johnson & Johnson, we're not going to be able to access as a matter of priority through the COVAX facility because we've already accessed the AstraZeneca vaccine, and we're looking for other avenues to get AstraZeneca. All right? Now, let's go through some of these texts. It says these people who are complaining about not being able to get the vaccines or COVID tests don't want to wear their mask. Wear your mask. One, where I work, several persons are out with COVID. There were no contact tracings done. Don't trust your children, coworkers, or anyone. Wear your mask. A coworker of mine was right in my vicinity talking. The next day, that person was found to have COVID, SMT. No one called me. Look, and here's the thing, too. And DeWitt's right, be safe. But at the same time, DeWitt, please, don't come by my house. Okay? I don't care how many people it is. I don't care if it's one person. Don't come. Unless you have some specific purpose there, right? Electrician, plumber, technician, something like this. Don't come by me. I don't want to see you, particularly if it's for no political message. I don't care if it's 5 of you. I don't care. Right? Don't come. In fact, don't come calling me about meeting, all this other stuff. Let's not do that. Right? So until I better understand the situation, stay away. Okay? Don't leave a flyer, nothing. It sounds to me as if persons are disappointed that there's no restrictive lockdown like the ones they vehemently complained against. Personal and collective responsibility and accountability is still needed because the crisis of COVID-19 will be with us for some time. I don't hear that. I hear people saying cases are going up, but yet you seem to be loosening certain things. And we have some concerns, but you don't appear to be very concerned. Renward Wells gives the impression that there is nothing much to be concerned about. That is the impression he gave. That is not the impression Dr. Dalregis gave at all. The Prime Minister gives the impression that things are well in hand. That is not the impression that health officials are giving. Not Nakia Forbes, not Dr. Nakia Forbes, not Dr. Sabrika Pinder-Butler. All right, but we're hearing from the political directorate that, don't worry about it, we got it under control. And it doesn't look like it's under control to me. Want to keep warning you about Johnson & Johnson's horrible ethical track record in the pharmaceutical industry, but you didn't listen. You keep promoting their vaccine. Now it's been banned in several countries. Because of the blood clot issue as a journalist, I implore you to please do not promote anything from Big Pharma. It will come back to bite you. I mean, I don't know why you felt the specific need to say that. I haven't spoken about Johnson & Johnson in several weeks, and I did say that I would examine what happens with Johnson & Johnson, but okay. Like I said last week, imagine a vaccine so safe you have to be threatened and forced to take it. A disease so deadly, 80% have to be tested to know they even have it. This is one half of okay. I don't want to get into naming businesses. This is how these medical professionals are deceiving themselves. They don't even have their own lab in the Bahamas. Says, you're right, Juan. I'm skeptical myself about the vaccine and do my best to adhere to the protocols. My business is mine. If I choose not to, this is a personal choice. Good afternoon, Juan. There appears to be mixed messages going on between the PM and other world leaders. I have a family member in Canada who's received both doses. However, they have to adhere to the regulations and continue to wear their mask. The PM's making it seem as if once the vaccine is received, you have free reign. I wouldn't put that on him. He did say you're still subject to social distancing protocols, but he did say that if you're fully vaccinated, they'll probably make accommodations for you to be able to dine indoors without the testing. You could be able to gather in limited groups among other fully vaccinated people. I heard him say that. I didn't hear him say you just have free reign. Want to help a brother out? Why news people always saying in country as opposed to in the country? We don't say put the rice in cupboard or put your book in drawer. So why are they always dropping the in this manner, asking for a C student? It's just a matter of style. That's all. Afternoon one. Why, when guests come in the Bahamas, they show their COVID test to get in and still have to show it to get past security to get to the front door of the hotel? I think it's just a precautionary measure. I would certainly take that precaution. Good show. Super. Juan McCartney, The Revolution. Okay. See, the FNM is doing a better job now than the time of the previous two COVID-19 pandemic waves in the Bahamas. When I heard the Minister of Health say that the health department is better equipped, more prepared than before, this was good news. I mean, I don't believe that, but okay. In fact, the minister said that if anyone catches COVID-19, they can simply just get the vaccine and be healed. Why we was hot with the Prime Minister, somehow he tricked the Bahamian people back on the FNM train. The truth is we just cannot trust the PLP anymore, especially after pandemic. They may bring COVID-19 back just to frustrate the public. I don't know. I think you just maybe are being facetious there. That's interesting. Hey, Juan, why do reporters and politicians say in country as opposed to in the country? Like preachers say on today instead of today. What's up with that? Again, it's just a matter of style. You can say it either way. You're not violating any sacred covenant. It's like when people go, why don't y'all say the most honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis? Every time y'all mention his name, why y'all saying Minnis is so disrespectful. It's just, who's disrespected him? It's just, that's his name, okay? Why the PM telling us how he reminded health officials of consequences? Don't remind, enforce consequences to demonstrate how serious this breach is. We need to stop being slack. We can never learn. I agree. It says, so when will we get our freedom back to be out after 10 p.m. in Nassau and Freeport? I don't know. Only the competent authority and Jesus know. Good afternoon. Welcome to the revolution.
Yes, good afternoon, Juan.
How's it going?
Everything's great.
Mm-hmm. You have a comment, sir?
Yes, sir. Juan, tell me something. The antigen test, right?
Mm-hmm.
The government said that the antigen test is not accurate, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, it gives false positives at times.
So why are we testing people with antigen tests if it's not accurate?
Well, I believe that they have since tightened up on the accuracy of it, and I think that it's better.
You think that's the case?
I mean, they have tightened up on the accuracy of a lot of the testing, and I think it's better to start with the antigen tests as opposed to the more expensive tests. And if you get the positive result on the antigen test, take the PCR test.
So why they charging all this money for the antigen test? Because you can get the antigen test for $1, you know.
Yeah, that I couldn't tell you.
I can purchase the antigen test for less than $1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I couldn't tell you why
they're
doing
selling it for $40. Some people selling it for. Are you trying to get rid of this virus, or are you trying to make money? Which one is it?
Some of us are trying to make money, I guess. Yeah.
And the government allowed these people to do this because you remember when the government said that they're going to test everybody coming in at the airport, and that when they first opened the country, and they had this company who supposed to be doing the antigen test, and then the government reneged on their whatever deal they had with this company, so they needed to find a way for them to dispose of these antigen tests. That's how come they came up with this travel visa thing, because now they can charge for the travel visa, so that they use the antigen test now that they were supposed to use at the airport when tourists first came into the country. But the government scrapped that.
The antigen, you need a RT-PCR test for the,
and then they came up with this
No.
visa thing.
You need an RT-PCR test for a travel visa.
Yeah. No, I'm saying at first, you remember when this company was supposed to do the test at the airport, and you were on your show at one point saying that
I remember
they were a private company and they was going to the airport and they were under assistance.
Yes.
Yeah. So then the government came up saying that, and the government said that they were with this company also, and then the Minister of Tourism, he went back on the deal with this company, and then afterwards they came up with this travel visa thing. And now we have to pay for the travel visa after we take the PCR test to enter the country. So what I'm saying is that this PCR test, I can get this PCR test for less than $1.
Mm-hmm.
If I can get it for less than $1.
But I think we're transposing the two things though. Like you don't need an antigen test for a travel visa. You have to have a PCR test. But I can understand.
What I'm saying, after we enter the country, after we come back from away, we take our PCR test
and then get the antigen test afterward.
Travel visa after 5 days once you hit the Bahamas.
Okay,
and
yes.
5 days later, you have to take a antigen test, which costs $40 for the visa. But I'm saying, why are we charging for this thing when we could get this free? Should be getting this free.
I see what you're saying. The follow-up test.
And if you want to charge, you should only charge $5 or $4 because I can get it. Me as a regular citizen can get it for less than $1.
Mm-hmm.
And why labs charging $30 and $40 for this test? Because it's just like a pregnancy test. All you do is take the test, the swab, you put it inside the thing, and they give you a reading right away. That's why you could get the results right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so simple. But they charging is almost like a money grab to me.
I think the test should be free. I agree with you.
Yeah. And
all right. Let's go to another call. Good afternoon. Welcome to the revolution.
How you doing?
I'm okay.
Well, I want to agree with that caller, right? Secondly, in addition to that, what I want to add is volume. When you're buying at the government purchasing these vaccines, not vaccine, the test itself. Okay, shouldn't if you're getting large volume of you need a large volume, shouldn't it be cheaper? That's the first thing. But what I want to stress here is the Prime Minister said in the House today, and I am happy they are now listening to this show or this station, that we're in a war, and a whole lot of Bahamian people in a landslide showed what side of the war we were on 4 years plus ago. And so we are not here to lose any lives over any false doctrine or whatever. But what we're here to do is to try to save lives. And so since we're in a war, I cannot go to war without the necessary equipment and support. All right? And so I need my government to know that. My country cannot fight in this war, okay, without the proper support. We need it. We don't want it. We need it. I'm even more happy to hear that the Prime Minister have taken this situation very serious to the extent to call it that we're in a war. This pandemic is a war. This country is in a war. The pandemic is global, but our country and our people are the ones who are feeling it. And while others are able to go to work, others are not. You see?
Okay.
So,
I got to go to break, Amos. Thanks. I don't know. All right. Let's go to break. We'll be back.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Are you tired of that boring 9-to-5? Do you need a new and exciting career? Visit the Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute, where your passion can become your profession. Let us introduce you to a career in information technology, cosmetology, construction, office administration, auto mechanics, electronics, and more. Say goodbye to that 9-to-5 and hello to the possibilities. Call us today at 502-6338. Apply by November 16, 2020.
There's only one way to have a better morning. How? Start your mornings the best way with our 2 for $6 breakfast sandwiches at Wendy's. For a limited time, choose any 2 of your favorite breakfast sandwiches, including the fresh crack and sack muffin, honey buttermilk chicken biscuit, double sausage muffin, or the sausage egg and cheese biscuit. Wash it all down with our cold brew shake or coffee. Better mornings always start at Wendy's. Wendy's, different inside and out. Excludes airport locations.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Revolution here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. My name is Juan McCartney. Someone's texting me saying in country and in the country mean different things. I'd love for you to tell me what the difference is. That you'd be educating me today. I've heard that phrase since I've been born. Mainly used in government circles and diplomatic circles, but in terms of having a different meaning than in the country, I would, the difference possibly would only be that you might consider one more jargon than one proper grammar, but in country certainly has had common usage over the past 40, 50 years. I'd love to know the difference. You could tell me. You'd be learning me today. Juan, it's wonderful now to hear Anton on radio. Okay. This says, good afternoon. What's the sense of the vaccine? If you still have to take the test, I really don't understand this. You don't have to take the test if you get the vaccine. They have to exempt the vaccinated because once vaccinated, your test will be positive. I received tuberculosis vaccination as a child, and I still test positive for the MAN2 test. The vaccinated can still transmit and contract COVID. Yep. I don't know about the MAN2 test, but I know the vaccinated can transmit it. The vaccinated can still transmit and catch it. It says that, yeah, okay, do it. Donald Trump took over as a joke. Most of the vaccines Americans took this year were pre-ordered by Donald Trump. More could have been done. Sure, more could have been done. But stay off CNN. You're getting these political culture wars again. Good day, Juan. Do you believe in Bahamians taking the vaccine? You should be encouraging. The last caller really is political. I mean, I encourage you to make an informed choice. Right? Speak with your doctor. Inform yourself about what it is. Do we have a current percentage of persons vaccinated in the Bahamas? The discussion sounds premature as this seems like the first step in the process. Well, we know that over 21,000 people have been vaccinated, and you can do the math from there. One, people in Nassau don't understand unless you use curse words, so you have to stay your blank blank away. Then they'll understand. Oh, Lord. It's a great show as usual, Juan. I agree with you on the tropical conch salad. It looks disgusting. Who came with that idea anyway? Because whoever came up with that needs to be deported. McCartney, if you listen to Dr. Minnesota and Michael Scott are saying the same thing. Boy, I don't get that. I don't get that from what I'm hearing. So it seems like a lot of the bellyachers are disappointed that there's not a lockdown to gripe about. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damned if you do what? Put a lockdown, and damned if you don't put a lockdown? I don't see anyone damning him. I think that what people want is a sensible, targeted response to what we're seeing as a rise in cases. It says saying in-country is similar to saying in-house, perfectly grammatically correct, in my opinion. Yeah, you would have to really explain to me the difference, like in the particular definition difference between those two things. I do not see it. That's like the difference between, and you're not supposed to do this, people do this, they say, they're arriving at the Lynden Pindling International Airport, or saying they're arriving at Lynden Pindling International Airport. There's no difference in meaning. The same thing's happening. There's just one word separating it, and grammatically, you're not supposed to put the in front of a building that has a name. Carries a person's name. Saying in-country is similar to saying in-house. Oh, I said that. Okay. This says the vaccine is designed to lessen the symptoms, which is a positive thing for the hospital intake and the country at large. I don't know. You tell me. I only added the newspaper. You tell me the difference in grammar. It says Israel has vaccinated over 80% of its adult population with at least one dose and about 60% with both doses. Nevertheless, persons are required to wear masks for all indoor activities and have the option to not wear masks for outdoor activities. In the Bahamas, on the other hand, we only have 53,600 doses in country, which will, you sure you're saying that right? Which will fully vaccinate 26,800 persons, and the PM is saying vaccinated persons can dine indoors without masks. This makes no sense, given that we need a minimum 320,000 of our population inoculated to even come close to herd immunity. Yeah. It says in-country, in-hospital, perfectly correct. On yesterday, however, totally wrong. Yeah, you wouldn't say on yesterday. McCartney, I was in Florida recently and drove up to a drive-in testing site and got my PCR test to return home for free. They didn't ask me my nationality or if I was traveling or not. Why can't we do the same thing here? We need to do the same thing here. Good day, Juan. This administrator that voted for, that I voted for has me so confused. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Sometimes I need to check. I need to check my DNA. Okay. Juan, do you know if the unemployment benefits will be extended past April? I don't know for certain. I would, if I had to guess, I'd say yes. McCartney, I've observed a restaurant out west for the past 2 weeks hosting patrons outside pile up on each other and wearing no mask. Until we as a people take this virus serious and see even our family as COVID-positive suspects, we will continue to have problems. For the love of Christ, people, please stop complaining and take precautions. If you're thinking about the same restaurant I'm thinking about, then yes, they're wildin'. My wife and I were thinking about going to enjoy some outdoor time, and she was like, I'm not going in there. Like, people piled up on it and nobody wearing a mask, everyone piled up all next to each other and all that. It ain't like that, right? I ain't afraid of getting COVID, just walking around, breathing, dropping down, but it ain't like that. One, could you read my text in show as opposed to in the show? LOL, who cares? Someone clearly cares. Well, all those people who are looking for a lockdown, they can go ahead and lock themselves down. Agreed. Do you say let's go in car or let's go in the car? It wouldn't really matter, but I say let's go in the car, me personally. But it's not the same thing. These are oddly specific gripes that you guys are bringing up. Okay, though. This is boy, Juan, you dropping coal onto it today. No, man, I just saying don't come check me, man. Just do it as everybody. One, to me, the healthcare people are alarmists and are only worried about the unions, healthcare workers, and hospital capacity. The PM is concerned about the economy, so I'm on his run right now. All right, fair enough. Anyway, we're out of show. Can't get to all your texts or calls or anything like that. Interesting developments. We'll see how it all shakes out, but definitely you guys take care of each other and stay safe, Bahamas.